Estefi, your thoughts on finally hitting the record?
Thank you.
What are your thoughts on breaking the record?
Well, it's like making a record is always like really, really nice. No, it's like the work of all my years in here in ISU. Is so I don't know. I'm like pretty happy, and that's it.
What was it like playing that game? Sort of trying to prepare for it on such short notice when they added it to the schedule this week.
Wait, can you repeat it again?
I can repeat it. He said, like, what was it like to prepare at the last minute for a game like this?
It was stressful, and especially against like a GCU. I feel like it's a pretty good team, and they press a lot. So I think it was like a little bit like like
stressful.
Yeah, tense and stressful to prepare in such a short time, like amount of time. But I think we get it done. They played pretty good. I think we played pretty good too. Like we handled the zone okay. So I think like we did a good job, and it's okay. Even if it was like a certain amount of time, we adapt because in times of COVID you have to adapt, and I think we adapt pretty good.
Steffi, they made a pretty good run there towards the end, but you guys were able to hold them off. How were you able to hold them off and secure the win?
I feel like what we came from, like people is more experienced. They play closer games, and now we don't have as many freshmen and sophomores in the team. Now they're sophomores and juniors. So I think like we have a lot of experience now, or more experience than last year. And I think because of that, we were able to handle the run to their comeback.
Hey, Estefi, congratulations on the new record.
Thank you.
Yeah. Would you say that this was the most aggressive team you guys played all season? And I know you guys had a little bit of rough patch in the fourth quarter, but how did you guys keep your composure through all this?
Like, it's defense. Like, our defense is like, we might turn over the ball, but we know that in defense we're gonna get it back, if that makes sense. So because of that, we were able to handle the ball. And in terms of they were pretty aggressive, but all the teams that we play against, they were pretty aggressive, even they were not pressing. Sorry. They were not pressing as this one, but we were able to handle it pretty good, I think.
Is that still on? See it when you're done. We want to just set it down.
Steffi, how much confidence does a win like this give you guys? I mean, you guys probably already had quite a bit going in, but the short notice, the preparation you talked about, being able to grind it out, a win, even though you guys didn't shoot very well. How does that build you up your confidence moving forward?
I feel our confidence build up out of practice. Like, we practice hard for this game. Sorry again. We prepare from practice, and practice is what gives us the confidence, not the game. And then we just transmit what we learn in practice to the game, and that's what gives us confidence.
Sorry, I don't think they know how to work their clock.
And then I think they had some fans in the stands. What was that like? I think was this your first game seeing some people in the stands?
It was cool. Like, the set that they have is kind of cool, but also there were like some families and friends that we were able to come to the game, so that was really nice.
Yeah, here, this is what sorry. Let me see if I can do. This is what the fans are like. There's Captain Jack Sparrow and the woman from The Incredibles, and there's Elvis up there. So that's what the fans are like.
Very cool.
Any other questions for Steffi? She wants to run off and go see her friend real quick, a Spanish friend.
I think we're good. I think we're good, Seton.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And then Seton, just first of all, just overall impressions on the game.
Well, I thought we did a great job of handling the pressure in the beginning and before kind of fatigue stepped in, and I thought we were able to get some high percentage shots. I thought Diaba did a marvelous job of just trying to stay tough. Yeah, she had a lot of turnovers, but she had a huge responsibility, and we did not give her a lot of help, and that was intentional. And yeah, I'm just very, very proud of them. And I thought this game was good for us. We didn't want to go 2 weeks without playing another conference game. And so sneaking this one in was good. And playing against this style, I thought would be healthy for us because we haven't seen this aggressive type defense out of anybody in our conference. We've seen very aggressive offenses, but we hadn't seen an aggressive defense at this level.
Coach, so GCU, they've played 3 Big Sky teams already, and they're averaging 79 points so far this season. You guys held them to 54 points. What does that say about your team, you think?
I'm very proud of our team because they kind of held true to our identity, and that is defense and rebounding. And we did a good job of, even when we did our mistakes, made our mistakes, we did a great job on the defensive end. And we did force 17 turnovers. So, even though Grand Canyon, turned us over a lot, 24 times, it got negated a little bit. So the difference is only 7.
Hey, Seton, this is Mark. I wondered,
Hey, Mark.
were you guys doing anything special on Scott? Because she came in averaging 19 points and you held her to 6.
No, we just tried to work really hard, and we really, the thing we did was really respect her. We didn't overlook her in the scouting report, and she's going to be a really good player. She's going to be first team all conference in the WAC. Potentially in a few years, she might be in the running if she keeps developing as conference player of the year. But some of her stats are a little inflated because they played 3 non-Division I opponents where she did really well.
Seton, you had 24 turnovers, and I know you forced a lot from them too. You shot basically 50% at the free throw line. A lot of coaches would say with those 2 stats, I mean, it's really difficult to win a game. I mean, what do you think you did to sort of offset that?
I think we had some timely shots, and I think we were able to get enough high percentage shots. We would slip to the basket and get a layup, or beat them deep for a layup, and shooting it well enough helped us. But also our defense, we didn't give up a lot of points. They shot a really low percentage. They had to use a lot of clock. They couldn't get a lot of possessions because of the defense. So that's kind of where it got, I think, offset.
Yeah, a lot of teams have shot really poorly against you this year. I mean, why does your defense cause that? I mean, you don't force a ton of turnovers generally, at least compared to some other teams, but it seems like teams really struggle to shoot against you.
Yeah, that's how we gauge whether we play good defense or not. It's field goal percentage defense. We don't play exactly like Virginia men, Bennett style, but it's kind of similar. We have a base system. We try to take away high percentage shots. We try to contest everything, and we try to play individual tendencies really well. And that's our style, and it has been forever. And people like Diaba help you because you can even pressure more a little bit and not get beat.
How much does the communication go into that too? Because you guys are switching a lot, especially sort of the initial actions out front.
Sorry, I got a cleaner here. That's why I'm bringing the phone close to my face. But the communication is very important. It's at a very high level, and that goes into our preparation, film sessions, scouting reports. Travis did a great job of getting us prepared for this game. And so there's a lot of communication that goes on beforehand, but at this age with our team, they kind of understand what to look for, what questions to ask, and what to pay attention to. So the communication is even better because they understand how things work.
Hey, Seton, just your thoughts on Estefi breaking the record and what she means to your team and the program historically.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as she came to our team, she made an immediate impact. She was a great freshman coming off the bench that won Freshman of the Year in the Big Sky, and then she came off her bench the second year and won Sixth Man of the Year award in the Big Sky, and she's just a tremendous player. And it's a big deal to break our 3-point shooting record because we've had some good 3-point shooters. I don't know if a lot of people remember Andrea Lightfoot and that group, but there's been some greats. And Estefi has been here a little bit longer, but she also missed a lot of last year, because of injuries. So it's a big deal for her to break this record. I'm very happy for her.
Coach, you guys have the most games under your belt and you're winning them all. What does that tell you about the dedication of your team, both on and off the court this season?
Well, I think the dedication comes from trying to stay away from COVID. And it's hard. It's really hard to isolate yourself a lot and also not get sloppy. You get to a point where you have these habits that try to keep you away from COVID. And you don't get COVID and you're doing a good job. And then you kind of lose some of your focus because you feel like, well, it's not going to happen to me. I won't get it. And then that's where mistakes happen. So it's hard to try to stay sharp through all that. And I think when you talk about dedication, that's really where it comes from.
Anything else?
Aside the record from Estefi, I mean, just how big was she down the stretch, sort of being able to settle things down? I mean, chasing the one ball down, calling the timeout. That was a big play. I think she had a couple others, a couple other steals.
Yeah,
How much does that help having her?
It makes a big difference. You have a situation where you're not shooting the ball great or you're missing free throws or something's going on. And you at least have an experienced player who can go out there and knows what plays to try to make. And I thought she did an amazing job of being interviewed just now, the answers she gave in terms of understanding what we value and what will get us through tough situations, the defense and rebounding. And she just makes a big difference. You can't put a freshman out there, even if they're really talented, that's going to do what she can do late in a game.
Yeah, I feel like I've asked you that a couple times already this year.
Yeah.
Hey, Seton, this is Mark again. The timeout at the end of the game that Estefi called, you talk about senior leadership. That's a great example. But in the huddle, did you remind kids like, hey, we have a timeout, or if you get into trouble, call timeout?
Yes.
Or did it on our own?
Yes, we were lucky. We were lucky to have so many at the end of the game. We were very fortunate. And I told them, like, in one of our timeouts, maybe immediate, that, hey, we've got 4 timeouts left. If you get stuck with no one to pass it to, call a timeout. And they listened. That was great.
Estefi made that timeout on the floor, and she did not travel. That was just huge.
Yeah. We handled that situation well. We're fortunate.
Okay, is there anything else for Coach?
We saw Andrea Vitabeck and her dad. It was great to see Andrea Vitabeck and her dad. They came to the game.
Anybody else? Was there anybody else there, Seton, from the area that you guys knew?
Well, some of the parents came, but they only gave us 10 tickets, even though there's hardly anybody here. They're allowed 300, but they only allowed us to have 10 tickets. So I didn't really broadcast it just because I'd feel bad telling people, oh, sorry, I can't visit with you because of COVID, and I can't give you any tickets because we didn't have many.
It was nice though seeing who you could.
Absolutely, and she took the initiative right when she saw we were coming here. She started texting me, so it was awesome to see her and her dad.